Everyone, and welcome to the weekly woo. So this is going to be a very interesting week because we have a full moon on Saturday in the sign of Sagittarius. This is a moon that is really going to activate our intuition. So if you've been looking for clarity and answers, I would bet that you're going to be getting them. In my opinion, a full moon is active 3 days before and 3 days after it's exactly full. So it's sort of a 5 to 6 day window when the vibrations of that lunation are going to be affecting us. Now remember, the moon affects the tides, and we're up to 90% water, especially when we're younger. So the full moon really affects us in every way. And you can ask, police officers and people who work in ERs, like it's always around the full moon when more things are happening. A lot of times I would just assume it's because the full moon is illuminating that which has already been going on. It sort of pops things that may have been festering in a way, mentally, emotionally, psychically, and spiritually. So I always say to my clients and myself, like, you just want to try to get ahead of that energy to make sure you know that you're expressing yourself when you feel you need to be heard, and cultivating healthy boundaries with other people and yourself. And so let's pull some cards and see what else this week is going to be about. I'm going to start with our totem, our animal ally. And I just want to welcome all the new followers on Instagram. If you're watching here, I've the new followers on Patreon, and of course YouTube. There's so many avenues, right, that we work as people who are trying to help others and guide others. I am open for new clients. My son and I we've finished the homeschooling of 2nd grade, and so there's definitely more time on my hands to serve you guys. If you need guidance, if you need help, you want to look at your chart, you want to see what we can see to the past, the future, and how to really activate the current energies. You can DM me here, or you can email me at info@thegoodwoo.org. You can also look at my website, thegoodwoo.org. It's not completely updated. I'll get to it this summer. I've been a busy lady. Okay. I will be closing down sessions 2nd week of June because I'm going to be traveling. So if you want a session, you want to see what it's like, hit me up now. Okay. What is the animal ally for us this week? For those who are watching this, haven't decided if this is going for just patrons or everybody. How about just everybody, right? It's a full moon week, why not? And patrons will get their own special extra extended video. Let's do that this week. What is our animal ally? Wow. Well, let's take the two that were face up. We have cougar. Yeah. We have humpback whale. And we also had penguin too, 3 popped out. So looks like this is a week where we're going to focus on our totems more than anything else. Okay, cougar. What a gorgeous card. In silence, you find power. Claim your leadership role and take action. You know where to go and what to do. You have courage and confidence to succeed. That's very straightforward. We are still, we get to the full moon on Saturday, but we're still in the new moon energy that occurred about a week ago. So this is still a time to work with intentions, plant new seeds, and take action. Once the full moon hits us next weekend, then we go into a 2-week waning phase where it's more of an internal process. So we're still in the new moon energy technically. Humpback whale, singer is its keyword. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align with your purpose and the power in your soul. And penguin, authentic. Reach out to your tribe in times of need. Family gives you strength when you face the storm. Love your uniqueness. You're full of surprises. Break free from others' expectations. Just be yourself. So It's interesting with humpback whale, as I've studied this totem, it's definitely, it calls on us to work with our voice. And we got music in last week's reading as well, midweek, our Wednesday reading. We got music and sound. So if you're in a difficult moment, dealing with some hard emotions or circumstances, I want to encourage you guys to put on some music and sing and see if moving the vibration through your throat chakra helps you have clarity or a solution pop up. I also feel like this is a week when, you may need help. And it may be subtle, I mean, it may be something as small as, you need someone to help you with carry your groceries, or you want to know, perhaps you're scheduling a vacation and you're not sure what to book. So often we're trained, especially with this assertive energy, especially in our culture, to be so independent, to not ask for help. But when we ask for help, it's not just another person we're opening up to. It's like that universal soup energy. It's a bigger energy that we're inviting in. And don't you want that support? I call in support a lot, and once we call it in, we can't control how it's going to manifest. That's another message I'm feeling. So be open to being helped, asking for help, and helping others when they come to you, which is definitely something that could be going on this week. Love your uniqueness, and I'm also claim your leadership role and take action. And I think if you guys are drawn to these videos and to my, social media things in general, you're probably thinking outside the box and realizing that, you have options and support, and you're asking the really important questions. So you're ahead of the game in that way. And I want to congratulate you for that. Okay, let's move on and see how these are going to be corroborated. We got peacock on the bottom, which is always beware of pride, but it's also a sign to remind yourself that you're born to shine. We are all unique, and our sound is unique. Our vocal cords are all unique. Our thumbprint is unique, and that is what makes humanity so incredibly beautiful. And this week, I want you guys to lean into that. The parts of yourself that makes you different. The fact that you may be asking questions that are different than the questions that other people around you may be asking, and to lean into that. I also, something that's coming through is follow your bliss. That which you desire, there's a reason that you are wanting it, or it appeals to you because it's a part of your path, it's a part of your purpose. And you may not know the why or the how, but lean into those things this week that pique your interest. All right. Now we're going to do our nature oracle. This is the Nature Speak Oracle by Ted Andrews. Last week, midweek, because I had so many technical difficulties, we pulled Rose. Let's see what we get this week. What is our plant ally this week? Okay, so it's technically not a plant ally. It's a season. Spring, new growth. Remember what I said? We're still in this new moon energy. So this is still a time for new beginnings. And, relationships, new friendships, new business connections, new romantic relationships. This is a time when those could be cultivated right now. And we have Jupiter on June 1st, Jupiter in the North Node are conjunct. The North Node, remember, is where we're going, where we want to evolve to. So this week, many important people can be coming into your life. And with this full moon, this Jupiter North Node conjunction is also going to be powerfully amplified by the full moon on Saturday. So pay attention to who you meet. they're probably soul family in some way. Now, this also leads me to, again, I keep reminding us of this. The people who are most challenging in your life are oftentimes your greatest teachers. So a lot of the difficult people can be angels in disguise and part of your soul family as well, you know? So something to think about. Okay, let's see what this says specifically about spring. New growth. And interesting, in the book, there's a typo and it says new gift. So again, we were talking about, asking for help and helping others. So this affirms, how can you help others this week? Where can you be of service this week? That's the most powerful way to get out of ruts, to change patterns, is to, figure out who you can serve, who you can help. Okay. A new gift, a new birth is at hand. So it is a time, this is everything I've just said, so I'm not even going to read it. A time to initiate new activities and new relationships. And remember, oh gosh, we got the rose on the bottom. Okay, so this really affirms it. Love and healing. So I feel like this is also a time to, if there is, if you are still dealing with heartbreak or disappointment or trauma, this is a time to seek help this week for sure. I really feel like the energies are really conducive to unearthing pain, looking at it, and then letting it go, and therefore freeing up all of this energy that you can put into love and new growth. Okay. We've been working with this deck the last few readings, Masters, Mystics, and Saints. I want to say thank you to my patron Victor, who goes on to the AI chat button and helps me research these mystics and saints that I am not familiar with, which we've had quite a few of them in the past few weeks. So what is our mineral ally and perhaps our master, mystic, or saint for this week? Oh, yeah. Give it to us. Okay, Isis quartz. So Isis is going to be our master. Are you trying to make changes in your life? Are you willing to change the way you look at things? Open your mind to the unlimited possibilities of both the seen and the unseen. Use your intuitive skills to expand your potential realities. You are a visionary. What did we have right here where it says, in silence you find your power, claim your leadership role and take action. You have the courage and confidence to succeed and love your uniqueness. You are full of surprises. Open your mind to the unlimited possibilities of both the seen and the unseen. One of the things about the whales that I find fascinating is that there is a theory that they are actually here to cleanse and hold the energetic grid of the planet, just like we have an electrical system and an aura and energy, we're energy first and then physical form. So it is with this planet or realm, however you see it. And the whales in particular, it's the vibration of their sound that cleanses, clears, and holds that. It's a grid. I mean, when I see it in my mind's eye, hold it together, cleanse it in these important points, like we do acupuncture with our electrical system. So the earth has these points as well. That being said, we talk about asking for help, and I was working with a client today, and the question was, how do you ask for protection or support? And it kind of took me by surprise, because the truth is, it's just really simple. It doesn't matter how you were raised, religious or not. Even if you don't believe in it, just try asking for your guardian angel or your higher self to help you connect to it and show you its presence. And then from there, you kind of just take it from there. I was, for a long time, even though I studied all of these things, I would have periods of being very skeptical, not believing any of it. And I was really brought to my knees around 2012, and I had no choice but to ask for help from the unseen realms because, you know, humans weren't able to figure out what I was dealing with and what was wrong with me physically. And I had to humble myself. And the rest is history. My life completely changed. And I experienced a feeling of connectivity and peace, even in when chaos is happening, or like people are shitty, like, or I'm being shitty, you know, there is something bigger at play, and I tap into that as much as I can, as you see. So this is a week where, you guys, I really feel like we have, you know, the veils are quite thin. And when I say that, I mean that our ability to connect with the spiritual realm, which is, we are a part of that. We just have more. We are in physical form. And our ability to connect to our spiritual family and our soul family is really strong. And this full moon really, really accentuates it. If you believe in galactic families, you believe in, you know, this is a time to really lean into those ideas. The unlimited possibilities of both the seen and the unseen. Use your intuitive skills to expand your potential realities. I believe that everyone is intuitive, and that as we move through, you know, the photon belt that we're in, and as, you know, we have the magnetosphere of the planet is basically gone, and we're being inundated with cosmic light, and the sun is, you know, going into its solar maximum. We're just light, which is like the cleansing. It's like the great cleanser. And when we release trauma and pain and anger and resentment, we free up these connections. We free up our intuition to be able to see clearly, to know. And, you know, I may be saying this every single video I make, but ask your body, what does a yes feel like? And it will show you. Then ask it, what does a no feel like? And it will be very different, but it will show you. This is just a very simple technique that you can use in any circumstance to really confirm if something is good for you or not. Isis. I accept life's impermanent nature and embrace the grieving process. I welcome the transitions that occur as a natural part of life. I adapt to my changing environment. I learn much from the experience of change. I assist people who are challenged by changes. Again, a reminder, like, where can we be of service right now to other people? And we've just come out of this eclipse season. There's a lot of people whose lives were turned upside down. Now, a reminder, life is not happening to us, it's happening for us. So maybe, you know, things needed to change because truths have been revealed. Isis, you know, in the mythology around this goddess Isis, her lover slash brother, Osiris, right, was cut into pieces by, you know, their enemy. I think it was the other brother. And she grieved and horribly grieved. This was, you know, her man. And she went all over the globe, and realms, and picking up his pieces and putting him back together, and he was reborn. It's interesting when you think about that as, like, you know, an internal story, that oftentimes we're forged, life forges us forged by the anvil of life. And we have to go on a journey to reclaim the parts of ourselves that were lost in trauma and pain and betrayal and our own mistakes. And when we come back together, we're something new and ultimately something stronger. So I guess this is a reminder that it's okay to grieve that which is gone and all the changes that have occurred, especially over the past 3 years. And to be honest about that. And if you need help with that, to be honest about that. But then to also remind yourself that, we don't learn necessarily from our successes, and we don't learn from our comfort zone. It's the failures and the mistakes and the pain that teach us. So how mad can we be at that ex or that parent or that job or like whatever, or ourselves? We all have things that have humiliated us that we feel shame about. I mean, in many ways, that's what connects us. So this is a week where we are called to embrace change. And I think we're called to open up to our intuition and to start a journey of embracing our intuition, for sure. Okay. I was gifted this gorgeous deck called the Moon Deck. Thank you guys again. I would like to, since we are journeying into a full moon, let's pull some of these cards. And I am going to do an extended for patrons. If you're interested, you can join us over there. There's a couple different ways you can join. I accept my lineage, I celebrate my lineage, and I honor my ancestors. Next one. I unleash my wildness and choose to be free. And look, there's a full moon. Who's going to be howling at that full moon? Next one. I am of the earth and in harmony with nature. So, okay, this is interesting. Connecting to nature. That freedom, right, that this cougar is calling us to be. And like, look at these, the humpback whale. I mean, right? This energy. Big, they're big. And yet gentle. And yet so powerful. And this, right? I'm like, who's going to mess with a mountain lion? Also this sense of like, such power in these two creatures. And then when we're talking about lineage and ancestors, here we have the penguin. Now, I've been talking a lot with clients about bloodlines and breaking patterns that we've inherited through our bloodlines. And the earth can help us do that. And if you're interested in working with clearing bloodlines and ancestral patterns and generational curses and blockages, reach out to me. I'm really starting to do that with people, and I've been doing it for myself, and I find it to be just the most exquisite kind of healing, because then it opens up a path to really connect with ancestors who are in a very high vibration. So you're actually clearing energy to connect to ancestors, because there's a lot of gunk, of course, in human history. And I really feel like now's the time where we can clear so much. And the generations that are on the planet right now, I really believe, are here to clear that away so that we can create a new earth for the generations to come. Now, also, if you're not into calling in angels and guides and things like this, you can call in your ancestors. There are all sorts of spiritual modalities that do just that. So maybe that's something this week that you guys could look into as well. Okay, that's it for this reading. One thing that's also coming up is if you are being met with romantic love, the partner may not be your normal type, and that's a really beautiful thing, and I want you guys to stay open to that. I also feel like this weekend with this new moon, and I will probably have time to do another video on this new moon in particular, but I want you guys to think about what kind of ritual you can do in the full moon window asking to connect to your inner voice for clarity. I think that's going to be really effective. All right. Thank you guys so much for viewing. And if you want to watch the extended, come join us on Patreon. Bye.